Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome, welcome. It is time for Naturally Inspired Radio. Good morning, good morning. I hope you've got your coffee. I hope you're ready. Whoa. That's all I can say. Yesterday I said this too. I'm a little dizzy because there are so many really important things happening, right? And this is the new warp speed, everybody. This is the new warp speed. Not the old warp speed. Thank goodness. Thank goodness it's not the old Operation Warp Speed. This is the new Operation Warp Speed. And it has, I think, everything to do with winning the primaries. So if you recall, my timeline is terrible. I think it was last week sometime, maybe the week before, where Trump made a speech and he was basically shaming Republicans, right? You guys better get your stuff together. You better step it up because we have to win these primaries. If we don't win the primaries, then, all this work we're doing is going to go down the toilet. Like he really gave them a stern talking to, right? I feel like he's got some good people around him, or he realized this, probably because of the chatter on social media. People were disappointed. There was a lot of talking about what is he doing? What's Trump doing? Like, the promise is not kept. They're not doing enough. Let's just say it was a little lackluster. And I think you'll all agree. Even I think, people that are extremely pro-Trump were starting to be like, oh gosh, you better do something, Well, well, I think that message was transmitted and taken in full stride. Something needs to happen here because we need to make a very big impression here before the primaries hit. So that's what I'm calling the new Operation Warp Speed, because you guys, we have so much going on. Okay, first and foremost, Minnesota's erupting, popping off over there, right? It's popping off. My goodness. With over 2,000 DHS agents there, boots on the ground. Kristi Noem, who is, clearly wanting to be seen boots on the ground, helping round up illegals. Great. Good for you. Good for you. This is what we've been wanting. This is what we've been waiting for. So great. Good. Didn't go so well yesterday, but, you can't impede federal agents. You can't impede federal agents. Like, some of these videos, are you seeing them? Some of these videos and the absolute disregard for law enforcement, that disrespect has been a brewing for a while. And this is really, I don't, maybe I'm not the best person to be commenting on law enforcement, but I feel like they have, by backing down so much, by, putting rainbows on their cars and, proclaiming the LGBT and not standing up for, good law-abiding Americans who just happen to be conservatives. There was a disconnect made. And it's not necessarily, that disconnect isn't being expressed necessarily from conservatives, but like, y'all came off a little weak there for quite a while. You know what I mean? I just saw a police car in a neighboring city by me, and their slogan is kindness. You know what I'm saying? Like, not exactly, not, you know what I'm saying? Like, not exactly intimidating. Y'all overdid it with your community outreach, And I think a lot of respect has been lost, because I am seeing these videos where, these federal agents and even just regular law enforcement, state law enforcement, banging on windows saying, open up, get out of the vehicle. And people are like, no, I got to call my wife. No. I don't know about you, but like, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and didn't do that. You didn't do that. So there's definitely a cultural shift where law enforcement needs to reassert its power, I think, a little bit, because where it's appropriate, right? See, because this is what, where you're all hanging out by the school zones, passing out tickets to moms and dads who are going 5 miles over the speed limit. Yeah. Not when the country's burning down. That's where you lost us. You weren't focusing on the real criminals. You were making your quotas and making money for the state. And I think that really, it ruined It broke the relationship a little bit. So now it's backfiring because you have these leftists that see you as, who cares? You're not going to tell me what to do. Well, they're telling them what to do. And it's not going very well so far. So anyway, that's just one thing we have going there. And by the way, I'll just insert my opinion here. And this is, take it or leave it. This is just my opinion. Okay. But I think this whole uncovering of the Somali fraud, I think this was served up on a platter. I think that this was orchestrated. I think it was planned. I think it's been in the works for a few months. I think they handed that baton to one of their extensions of reinforcement, I guess you could say, of the administration, maybe TPUSA. I think maybe they handed that baton to TPUSA and said, put one of your people on this and let's roll with this story. Nick Shirley, who happens to be LDS, and LDS happens to pretty much control Turning Point USA. So, it's a network. Use your resources. But rest assured, nothing like this happens organically. Not this kind of attention on a story like this, because I've said this many times. Listen, there are guys all over. There are women all over. There are people all over exposing fraud now for decades. I mean, I saw another video today, this morning, about, it was a guy who was talking, he's actually an ex-drug addict, and he was talking about the Somali fraud that was going down like 10, 12 years ago, where he was a drug addict getting state Medicare payments or Medicaid payments to pay for his trips to his methadone clinic. And it just so happened that Somali non-medical transportation, he was getting funding to pay them. And it was a whole racket he had worked out. So anyway, that's like, 12 years ago. So this has been going on a very long time. And, the signs have all been there. So I think this whole thing is orchestrated, actually. And I think it's serving a number of issues for the Trump administration, and just so happens to be benefiting the American people too, right? Like, this is what people voted for. This is what people voted for. And this has, I think, re-inspired the MAGA base. Don't you think? Don't you think? Because before all of this new Operation Warp Speed, we were all feeling a little jilted. And now it seems like things are really moving along fast. We have Venezuela going on. We have the fraud in Minnesota. We have election fraud. See, I also think, and this is just my opinion, but I also think that what's going down in Venezuela, what's going down there, has everything to do with election fraud. Because if you remember the old company Dominion, that they were linked to Venezuela, and Maduro knew about it. And so I think all of this stuff that's coming to the surface right now about fraud, I don't know. And I don't know Trump personally, but he doesn't seem like a, easy to forgive kind of guy, And I think it will be his vendetta to prove that he did indeed win the 2020 election. And so I think something's brewing there as well. So on the surface, everybody's like oil, oil, oil. We have other camps that are talking about the central bank, and that this has everything to do with central banking. So there's a lot of theories out there, a lot of people speculating on what this means and what the point behind this is. I think we can also tuck election fraud underneath there. So we'll see how things shake out. We also have healthcare fraud going on, right? So that's being exposed. We have deportations, not just in Minnesota, right? We have deportations happening all over the country. And lots of footage of that happening. We also have this, gangster wars going on. like we talked about yesterday. Everybody seems to be working within their gang, and some gangs are allies and some gangs are enemies right now. And that's on full display. So that's going on. Also, we're buying Greenland, apparently. So that's interesting. The vaccine schedule has been changed. Listen, you guys, this is like all this week. Right? This has like been unfolding over the last few days. This is rapid fire new Operation Warp Speed. So all these things are going on politically. And then you guys, we have this massive elephant sitting in the room. Everybody kind of knows about it, knows a little bit about it. Maybe it's a little scary. I don't know. What are we doing about it? Nothing. And of course, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the digital revolution. I am talking about artificial intelligence. I am talking about the speeding train that is coming down the tracks. And it's not really a surprise to me, I guess, because everybody seems to be reacting in the most bizarre ways to things now. And this huge elephant, it just seems like everybody's ignoring it. Stay tuned. Hold on to your hat. It's another day in the United States of America. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Welcome back. I've been telling you for a couple of weeks now, a few weeks, about all our specials that we have. We have a wonderful catalog. If you go to naturalinspiredstore.com, click on January specials. We have all of our monthly specials in this flip book. Buy one, get one free. Wonderful line of wellness products that you can use to build up your arsenal in your house. I think everybody should have a cabinet in their house full of wellness products. I know I do. You can only imagine my cabinet. Oh, it just makes me excited thinking about my cabinet. I'm such a dork. But anyway, I love to have all kinds of things on hand because you never know who's going to need what. So take advantage of our buy one, get one free. Head on over to naturalinspiredstore.com today and get into the Naturally Inspired community. Okay, so we have all these things going on. I want to talk about the elephant in the room. Okay, I told you yesterday, I briefly started covering it because I hadn't finished the whole podcast. This is the Moonshots podcast with Peter Diamandis. Elon was on, and I like to monitor these things, you guys, with these tech people because, man, they are so compartmentalized. You know, well, I'll just tell you. Elon says in this podcast, we are already living in the singularity. This is what I'm saying. This is what I've been saying when I say that technology has captured people's consciousness. They're no longer, we aren't dealing like we were expecting the transhumans to arrive in the form of gene therapy, gene injection, augmented parts like Neuralink and, quality legs or whatever you call them. That's how we were expecting transhumanism. And that's actually not how we're getting it. And I had this realization just, a week or so ago that, oh my gosh, this is transhumanism. These people whose consciousness are sucked up by the algorithm, meaning, they spend so much time on technology that their frontal lobes, their brains have actually not developed in the same way that maybe say yours and mine have. They've actually developed differently. And this isn't just the gap of like yesteryears where, people get older and they say, oh, those dang kids, I don't understand them anymore. There's a gap between us here and, generational gap. And I don't understand you kind of. No, this isn't what this is. This is a huge gap that puts a huge distance in between technology brain and like humanity. I feel that we are losing traits of our humanity and they're being replaced with the algorithm, the technology way of thinking. And this is what I've been trying to describe now for a long time. And I've coined the phrase technology-induced brain disorder or technology-induced behavior disorder. To me, it was a disorder because what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like, why can't you make eye contact? Why are you not understanding my tonality? Why are you not understanding sarcasm? Why are you behaving in kind of an inhumane way? I didn't understand it. But I knew something was there, that this was much bigger than just like a generational gap. And when you listen to these guys, girls, whoever is involved in technology, this compartmentalization, like where they are like Elon, who just lives and breathes it, you see it very clearly. Now, the medical industry, the medical apparatus, they want to label this as, autism spectrum. This is, some kind of medical diagnosis because they can't truly explain why our behaviors are so different. Socially, it's very obvious. I don't think that it is on a spectrum. I think autism is biomedical induced. It's just my opinion. I think true autism, I'm talking about, stimming, diaper wearing, arm flapping, biomedical autism. I think that is injury. I think it's injury from toxicity and the inability to access proper detox pathways and essentially poison. And then I think we have this other thing that I talk about, the technology-induced behavior disorder, where we're like, yeah, you're human, I'm human, but also like your behavior is not as human as mine. I don't know. Like, is that how it's different? I'm not putting, us above anybody or myself above anybody, but like you're acting different. Clearly, you're acting different. And what is important to you is not important to me. And it seems like if you really analyze their behavior, what's important online, materialism, aesthetic, success, a lot of stuff, that's what you get online, right? Going back to that man on the street video that I played you a couple weeks back, where define America for me, define American culture for me, define American culture for me. And then we get to the little girl who defines American culture as pressure to be pretty on social media. That's different, right? Not the first thing that comes to mind for me, but this is the world they're living in. And so priorities are different. We're seeing it in like Erica Kirk's response. Feels very strange to me, you know? Taking a camera, filming your dead husband in a casket. It seems strange to me. But again, this is different human behavior. It is more technology-based. Gosh, dare I say it? That's like transhuman. You're losing your humanity here. Okay. So let's get on to some of these clips from this Moonshot podcast. Whew, okay, here we go. This is Elon Musk, Peter Diamandis, Moonshots podcast. Take a listen.
AGI next year in 26.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
Yeah, I've said that for a while, actually.
And then, and then you said by 2029, 2030, equivalent to the entire human race.
2030, we exceed, like I'm confident by 2030, AI will exceed the intelligence of all humans combined.
And that's way pessimistic. If you hit AGI next year, and that's that date is in flux, but from that date to self-improvements that are on the order of 1,000, 10,000x, just algorithmic improvements, is very short. And so
why isn't everybody why isn't everybody talking about this right now?
Well, I mean, on
X
they are.
Yes, but why isn't
it's about every day basically?
Yeah, but it's
don't
like,
stop.
It's not
okay. So I'll tell you something else I'll tell you something that most people in the AI community don't yet understand.
Okay,
which is almost no one understands this. The intelligence density potential is vastly greater than what we're currently experiencing. So I think we're off by 2 orders of magnitude in terms of the intelligence density per gigabyte.
Of what's achievable?
Yes.
Per gigawatt of energy?
Let's characterize it by file size.
Okay.
If the file size of the AI, if you have intelligence per gigabyte.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. On your
characterize
on your laptop.
In power too, but it's
parameter
the same thing.
Yeah. Whatever.
So
2 orders of magnitude.
Yes.
Let me tell you something, okay? If I walked into my, I live in a rural town, semi-rural. I mean, it's growing all the time, unfortunately. If I walked into my local grocery store here, and I just walked around the aisles and I started asking people, what is AGI? Hey, what's AGI? I feel like I would be hard pressed to find somebody who could define it for me and tell me if they knew what it was. Okay. So AGI is a form of artificial intelligence that can understand, learn, and apply knowledge across many different tasks the way a human can. That's very different from today's AI, which is mostly specialized. AGI versus the AI we have today. Today's AI is excellent at one specific task. It can use voice assistants, image recognition, language models, recommendations, algorithms, but it cannot truly transfer understanding from one domain to another. It's not truly intelligent in a human sense. Now, AGI can, okay? It can reason. It can learn new skills without being reprogrammed. It can transfer knowledge between domains. It can solve unfamiliar problems. It would adapt like a human across science, art, strategy, emotional, and social reasoning, theoretically. It's self-improving intelligence. It will accelerate scientific discovery. It will transform medicine and education. It will replace or radically alter many jobs. It will reshape economics, governance, and culture. I'm telling you, most people don't even know what it is. Stay tuned. I'll tell you why this matters when we come back. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia, and I'm so glad you're here.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Pick your protocol and get free shipping. Go to naturallyinspiredstore.com. Whatever's ailing you, I guarantee we have a protocol for it. If you can't find the protocol that fits your needs, just text me, 720-303-8868. Happy to put a few recommendations together for you. Otherwise, just head over there now. Go to naturallyinspiredstore.com. Don't forget, when you become a customer of ours, you get into the Naturally Inspired community. That means you get access to priority access to my health text line, and you get to attend our Tuesday night weekly wellness workshops, and so much more. We have a lot more planned this year, this new year, 2026, for Naturally Inspired. So come join us now. All right, we're going to go to the second clip here because there's some bombs throughout this whole podcast. It's almost 3 hours. When you start listening to these guys talk about AI, what it's doing, like I said, they're so compartmentalized. It feels like they're totally out of touch with what, like, you and I, how we live. Like, I seriously, try it. Try it today. Try it today. If you're at work today, ask some people at work if they really truly understand what's AGI. What's AGI? AGI. Ask. I'm curious how many people actually understand what it is and the impact that it's going to have. Here we go. Elon again on Moonshots podcast.
For the foreseeable future.
So you see the massive underreaction, like if you walk downtown Austin, the massive, it may be under discussion in X, but it's not percolating out.
It's not discussion in any realm of government. Everybody is like defending their position about where we are and jobs and this, but it's like we're heading towards the supersonic tsunami, every major CEO and economist and government leader should be like, what do we do? Because once it hits,
it's coming at the exact same time. There, no matter what, there's no concept of let's deliberately slow down, right?
No, it's impossible.
It's impossible at this stage.
I previously advised that we slow it down, but that's pointless. Like you can't. I was like,
China's
I don't
not
know.
going to
I
slow
think we
down.
might be going but too fast, guys. I've said that many years, and I was like, okay. Then I finally came to the conclusion: I can either be a spectator or a participant, but I can't stop it.
Yeah.
So at least if I'm a participant, I can try to steer it in a good direction. Like my number one belief for safety of AI is to be maximally truth-seeking. So that don't make AI believe things that are false. Like if you say to AI that axiom A and axiom B are both true, but they cannot be, but they're not.
Yeah.
And it has to, but it must behave that way. You will make.
He finishes there saying you'll make it go crazy. So I use AI, for searching, and I find I have to correct it a lot about health. So if I ask it any kind of health question, it'll serve me up the same garbage from the allopathic model. And it isn't till I press it and say, that's not correct. Actually, something like eczema is linked to gut health, and then it will say, oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. You're right. This is from a functional medicine point of view, blah, 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 blah. And then it will agree with me. But imagine if I wasn't pushing back on it, right? And I don't think a lot of people are pushing back on it. Listen, we're in a very strange time where a lot of people, their consciousness is captured by an algorithm, and everything they see online, as long as it kind of settles with their belief system, they don't question it. This is why we're getting the echo chambers, right? And everybody's algorithm is tailored to their liking, because the whole point of social media companies is to make sure they keep you on the platform. And so they know if you're getting mad, you may outrage and comment, but you're not feeling good. So you're not necessarily going to stay there, unless you're arguing or what have you. So the point is, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing when they're hijacking your consciousness into the algorithm. They absolutely know what they're doing. And this is changing people's brains. Is this the point? Elon says in this podcast, we're already here. We're already in the singularity. We're already in the singularity. He's acknowledging it, meaning our consciousness has merged. Many people's consciousness has merged with technology, and they don't do their own thinking anymore. Their thinking is done through the portal, the phone, right? The technology. It's hard to listen to. Let's go to the last clip here from the Moonshots podcast.
Yeah. Well, one side recommendation I have is don't worry about squirreling money away for retirement in 10 or 20 years. It won't matter.
No.
Okay.
Either we're not going to be here, or
it just you won't need to save for retirement. If any of the things that we've said are true, saving for retirement will be irrelevant.
The services will be there to support you. You'll have the home, you'll have the healthcare, you'll have the entertainment.
The way this unfolds is fundamentally impossible to predict because of self-improvement of the AI and the accelerating timeline.
Yeah, it's called singularity for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what happens after the event horizon.
Exactly. You can never see past the black hole or the event horizon, the light cone.
I mean, Ray has the singularity out way too far. I mean, this is the next, what's your timeline for this?
We're in the singularity.
Well, we are in the singularity, for sure. We're in the midst of it right now, for sure. Yeah. And it would just
we're in this beautiful sweet spot, which is,
we're on the roller coasters. We're just...
Yeah, exactly. That's a great analogy. It's like that feeling
you're at the top of the roller coaster and you're about to go.
Yeah, but it's going to be a lot of G's when you
a lot of G's.
when you hit it.
Yeah. It's feel like I don't have to just have courtside seats. I'm on the court.
Exactly.
And it still blows my mind. Sometimes multiple times a week.
Yeah.
So just when I think, I'm like,
he's on the court, meaning he's developing it. He is advancing it. He is working in it daily, and it's blowing his mind. Do you think the average citizen who goes to work every day, shows up to their cubicle, shows up to their, store to run the cash register, to, shows up to stock the shelves, shows up to the construction site, shows up to the oil patch, whatever it is, that we're all doing out here? Do you think they have any idea what's coming with AGI? I don't think so. And I'm kind of wondering too, because there's a lot of signaling happening right now that we're headed towards war. The Pentagon was just given another $500 billion. The budget has, been increased $500 billion. And that could mean, with everything that we have going on. So there's a lot going on. We're in this race for AI. We need energy. We need resources. We need it. And not everybody's going to want to hand it over. Not everybody's just going to hand over their resources. So now's the time for making allies. Now's the time for making allies with Russia specifically, because, we cannot have China and Russia being allies, and us being triumphant in the advancement of the digital revolution that we're in here, whether we want to be here or not. Most of us would prefer not, but here we are. And so I wonder how AI develops in the middle of war, So many things to be thinking about these days. I found that interesting, no need to save for your retirement. No need to save for your retirement. What's going to happen here? Are we just all going to get free money because of universal basic income? 50%. I think I told you yesterday, I heard on this same podcast, Elon saying that, 50% of jobs right now, today, are replaceable through technology. So they're still letting everybody work for the most part, but currently right now with the technology that we possess, 50% of the workforce's jobs are gone the minute they implement artificial intelligence. So, I don't know how they intend to roll this out and, retire people. We're all just going to sit around and get checks for doing nothing. And, this is going to become, an actual situation, just like that, movie, WALL-E, where everybody just floats around and eats themselves to the point where we can't even walk because we are so lazy. We don't do anything. Like, this is crazy. It is crazy. And, for these guys, they have very purposeful work. Like I said, they're very compartmentalized in their work. They're focused on this advancement and their legacy. But I am concerned that most people in the citizenry go to the same grocery store as you, go, drive their kids to school every day with you. They have no idea what is about to hit. It's definitely a tsunami, and it is so peculiar to me why nobody's talking about it. We're over here arguing about politics, left, right, and there's like a really serious issue here. And yet, still, crickets. Really, it's crickets. So hopefully some conversations are happening behind the scenes, I don't think we're ready for what's coming on so many levels. I think people's spirituality is going to be rocked. I think their economics are going to be rocked. Life purpose, mental stability, like the list is long on this impact. Stay tuned. Your naturally inspired moment is up next. It's a good one. You're not going to want to miss it.
Did you know that nearly 70% of Americans struggle with their health every single day? That's why we are reaching out to health professionals and to anyone who simply has a heart for helping people. Right now, there's an opportunity to make a real difference in people's lives while building a flexible income stream for yourself. Whether you're already working in health, wellness, or just passionate about seeing people thrive, we want to connect with you and introduce you to our system. Together, we can provide real solutions that empower people to take control of their health and create lasting impact. If you've been looking for a way to combine purpose with income, this is it. Visit simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448. That's simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448. We look forward to working with you.
Welcome back. Schedule your free assessment with me. Yesterday had a full day of sitting down with you. I really enjoyed it. You too can schedule a free assessment with me. We'll just sit down, have a little conversation. We can talk about things that are bothering you in your health and get together and get a plan together for 2026 for your optimum health. Go to naturallyinspiredstore.com. Just scroll down a little bit. It says schedule your free assessment. Click on that. It'll take you over to my calendar and you can book. There's several appointments available still, so grab yours today. If you have any questions about it, just text me at 720-303-8868. For today's Naturally Inspired Moment, this is a fascinating statistic that I just heard. I'm not sure when it came out, but did you know that 50% of Americans say that they are dissatisfied with their life? And some reports state it's even more. So they range from 50 to 55% of Americans state that they are dissatisfied with their life. And I read that and I thought, wow, that's incredible. You know, why? Why has that happened where half the population is not happy with the way their life has turned out thus far? And I started to think about it. Well, you know, there are so many traps in our society. Money's a trap, right? We feel like we have to do jobs that we don't necessarily like because, well, I got to make money. I need money to live. And we're such a money-centered country. You know, so much is based on economics, decision-making wise. And that's a culture that is widespread throughout our country. And so we make decisions a lot because we feel like, what else am I going to do? There's a lot of lying going on. You know, we tell ourselves a lot of self-doubt. Well, I don't think I could be successful at that. I don't think I can make money doing that. And you know, even some teachers tell us that when we're growing up, right? You can't really, you got to have a backup plan. Let me tell you, if you have a backup plan, you're probably going to use it because that is the human condition. We take the road that is the least painless. You know, it's like we will do whatever's easier because that's kind of the human condition. And certainly sacrificing is difficult. And if you don't know, if you don't have a definite outcome, then it's really hard to commit to something, even though you love it, when your basic needs aren't met, right? Food, water, shelter, that's really, really difficult. And a lot of us don't have support. You know, we don't have a rich trust fund, paying for our stuff while we build up our dream life. So there's a lot of traps that we have fallen into that have led to this statistic. 50% of people are unhappy with their life. So as I was, pondering all this, doing my workout, I was thinking, well, what determines, how do you know? How can you get on track for searching for deeper meaning in your life to bring more peace, more happiness, more fulfillment in your life? And so I kind of came up with some questions for you. So here are 5 questions to search and ponder deeper purpose, deeper meaning to your life. Number 1, are you chasing something? And if so, what are you chasing? And who decided it mattered? Now, this is where many people feel unfulfilled because they're pursuing goals handed to them by society, by the culture that they're brought up in, by someone else's expectations for them, family members or even spouses or what have you. Also by comparing. So we're constantly comparing. Oh, well, I should probably do this because, this is what this person did, or that's what and we're measuring all the time. So good way to determine, are you chasing money? And if you're chasing money, who decided that money mattered? Was it you? Or was it society? Was it culture? Once your basic needs are met, then, you're out of danger, and you should be able to spend time doing things that you love. Okay. So ask yourself, is this goal aligned with my values or just someone else's expectations? I think that can be shocking when you really slow your mind down and ask yourself, like, what am I chasing here? And who decided it mattered? Was it me or was it someone else? Okay. Number 2, when do I feel most alive? And why am I not doing more of that? So meaning leaves clues. You get energetic. You have curiosity. You feel more at peace. You experience more joy. And often points directly to purpose when you have those feelings. So the question you can ask yourself is, what activities expand me? And what activities are draining me? And I talk to so many people, all year long. And a common theme is that work is very draining for most people. Very draining. And sometimes physically draining, because it's hard work. But sometimes it's more emotionally draining. The people they have to put up with at work, the corporate games, which are getting sillier and sillier all the time, just like tie your shoes, jump up and down, smile, wear this shirt, roll up one pant, don't do this, don't do that. Like it's getting pretty ridiculous. Can I go to the bathroom? We're adults, right? But this corporatization of systems, we must do it this way. We must do it this way. It is sucking the life out of people. And I can't help but think that this very, systematic way of operating a corporation isn't just leading to automation, because it's very unhuman asking to go to the bathroom as an adult or, having to surveil yourself with cameras and, just kind of jump through hoop after hoop after hoop at some of these corporations. It's sucking the life out of people at their jobs. What once was, okay, this is my job. I don't hate it. Once a big corporation moves in and starts dictating, whether you can blow your nose or your desk or not, or, what you wear or what you said to somebody. Oh, you said something offensive. Like it's terrible. It's terrible environment for humans to be in, and it's sucking the life out of people, quite literally. So, what activities expand me instead of drain me? Make a list. Number 3, what pain or struggle have I been through that could serve someone else? Oh, this is so important because I say this all the time. Usually, our biggest pains are really a direction towards our biggest purpose. So if you've struggled with something that has caused you an enormous amount of pain, start there if you're looking for purpose. Start there. What did you learn from it? Have you worked your way through it? And if you have, how did that turn out for you? And can you offer some information? Can you offer some help to someone else? Because that's really closing the circle on your experience, right? Whether it's trauma, that you've made it through, or, whatever of these life events that really rock us. Can you use that experience to help other people? I truly believe that's a lot of the reason for some of our struggles is to guide us into our purpose. So what pain or struggle have you been through that could serve someone else? Number 4, if success was guaranteed, okay, guaranteed you're going to win, what would I courageously do next? What would you do next if you knew success was guaranteed? A lot of times, if we're thinking about doing something, but we don't do it, we actually have an expectation problem. We're anticipating failure. If you don't start something, if you think, I really want to write a book, I got a story to tell, I want to write a book, and you've been saying this for a long time, you have an expectation problem. Your expectation is that that book is not going to do anything. So, because if you knew that your book was going to help, millions of people, say, or it would sell millions of copies, I think you'd be writing the book right now. Because why would you wait any longer to collect your $1 million check and to help millions of people? You wouldn't, right? You're expecting failure. Stop it. Stop it. Expect success. So fear keeps many people stuck in dissatisfaction, meaning requires movement. So even imperfect movement, which it's going to be imperfect, let me tell you. Nobody starts out an expert. Nobody, let me repeat that. Nobody starts out an expert. Your first attempts are going to suck. It's okay. It's okay. You build confidence and you get better with each repetition. Okay? That's just how it works. That's just how it works. Can't cheat it either. Many people try and you just can't. I wish we could. The hard part, the starting is the hardest part and it's the most painful part. And if you're in pain, that means you're growing. That means you're growing and you should keep going. You should keep going. A life without intention slowly drifts into dissatisfaction. Meaning grows where focus and values are clear. So here's a question you can ask. Do my daily habits reflect the life I say I want? You can have a misalignment with what you want and what you do. And a lot of people do. When you get aligned, when your habits and your actions align with what you want, you cannot fail unless you quit. Eventually, now there's no guarantee on how long it's going to take, right? We have no guarantees, but eventually you're going to get there as long as you don't quit, because you're going to keep growing, you're going to keep evolving, you're going to keep adapting, you're going to keep those reps up, and eventually you're going to get there. Dissatisfaction isn't a failure. It's an invitation to realign, refocus, and reclaim responsibility for the life that you are meant to be living. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert-Garcia. Stay tuned because Hour 2's coming up next. I've got news stories and your health topic. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome back to Naturally Inspired Radio. This is hour 2. Listen, if you missed hour 1, you've got to go back because we went through all the kind of craziness that is going on right now. Big, huge action. Huge action. It's the new Operation Warp Speed. And I was just thinking during the break, I have to say, I was getting disenchanted with the administration, never regretting, that we have the administration that we have, just kind of starting to wonder, is anybody going to be able to cut through the corporate corruption? Is anybody going to be able to ever, deliver on their promises? That's what I was starting to feel like. And now, I don't know, I feel a little re-inspired. We're getting some of the things that we really, really, truly wanted. And I can't wait to talk about the news stories today. I'm not quite there yet because we're going to go through the American culture moment. But I can't wait. I really can't wait. We have to take the wins when we get them. It doesn't mean that, everything is perfect, because it's not. But we do have to celebrate the wins when we get them. And I know that there's a whole kind of demographic of people that just cannot do that. I think they call them the black pillars. So yeah, we got to celebrate the wins that we are getting. And I feel a little re-inspired by this last few days, especially because things are really, something's happening. Things are happening everywhere. Something's happening. Everything's happening. It feels like everything is happening at the same time. It's really actually pretty hard to track. Have we completely extinguished the corruption? Oh, no, we don't even we're still trying to unwind the corruption here, but there are some good things happening. So we talked about that in the first hour. So you want to go back and catch up on all the things that we talked about. And then we talked a lot about technology, of course. Nobody's talking about that right now because there's so much other stuff going on. But my goodness, it's like a tsunami coming and nobody's sounding the bell. It's really pretty strange. But anyways, let's get to our Americana for the day. Today, I wanted to talk about the OG of original rights. Okay. We've heard so much about equity, equality, women's rights, feminism, minorities. You know what? We really could have just stopped with the Constitution. The Constitution. So, America often gets accused of, racism and colonization and all these terrible things, right? But the 14th Amendment, it's the Equal Protection Clause. Equal Protection Clause, right? No state shall deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Any person, okay? Equals citizens and non-citizens, applies to states and state laws. Equal rights for all, right? That's what American culture is all about. That's what it was all about. So specifically when it comes to feminism, equal rights for all, there's not really any confusion in the language there. The Constitution serves everybody. It serves everybody. So I feel like a lot of these issues, especially feminism, have been weaponized for not equal rights, when it comes to minorities or, other groups. It's weaponized for more. And that's what I've always said. It's nah, this isn't about, when it came to trans rights, gay rights. It wasn't just about equal rights, because once they achieved equal rights, it should have stopped. But it didn't. It kept going. And that's feminism as well. Once you achieved equal rights, it should have stopped, but it didn't, because it never was about equal, because the Constitution covers that. It was about more. So American culture truly is, it's woven into the fabric of the country, equal rights. Listen to this.
1800s, women were largely confined to the domestic sphere. Their lives revolving around the home and family, education, work outside the home, owning property, participating in politics. These were all essentially off limits.
It's almost unimaginable today.
It is. But that was the reality for the vast majority of women.
So what was it about the 1800s that really sparked this push for change?
Well, one pivotal factor was the Industrial Revolution.
Okay.
As factories sprang up, women were drawn into the workforce. But under appalling conditions.
Oh, wow.
They worked long hours for meager wages, often in dangerous environments and without any legal protections.
That's terrible.
This stark experience of inequality, juxtaposed against the burgeoning industrial landscape, ignited a fire in many women.
I see.
They realized they were contributing to society, but were being denied basic rights and fair treatment.
Right.
It was a wake-up call. And it fueled their desire for greater participation and recognition.
It's like they were saying, hey, we're part of this too, and we deserve a seat at the table.
Exactly.
So when did this desire for rights transform into a more organized movement?
The 19th century witnessed the emergence of formal women's rights movements, particularly in the UK and the UAE.
Got it.
And one of the most pivotal moments in this early fight was the Seneca Falls Convention in 1848 in the United States.
Tell me more about the Seneca Falls Convention.
Sure.
What made it so significant?
This gathering was groundbreaking. Brought together hundreds of women and men who believed in the radical idea of equality between the sexes.
Wow.
At this convention, they drafted the Declaration of Sentiments, a powerful document that intentionally mirrored the language of the Declaration of Independence.
Interesting.
It was a bold statement declaring that women deserve the same rights and freedoms as men, including the right to vote, own property, and pursue education and employment on equal terms.
See, there's a lot of people out there that want to tell you you don't have a culture, right? You don't have a culture. You don't have one. And we've talked about why that's being said all the time. But you really do. And actually, other countries were mirroring your culture of equality, right? And this convention at Seneca Falls, held in America, right, was a document produced from that mirrored our constitutions about the Constitution about women's rights, giving equal rights to women, giving women a seat at the table, right? It didn't stop there, though, right? Once equal rights were achieved, which I'm all about equal rights, of course, equality, it's in the Constitution. Like, it should be about equal rights, of course. But modern day feminism has been weaponized, right? It's been weaponized. And this is why I'm concerned about this at this given time. Maybe you know where I'm going with this. I'm concerned about the influx of Muslims in America. And I'm concerned that, their women don't seem to have equal rights. And yes, you can tell me all day long that it's modesty and it's this and it's that and it's they want to dress like that and they want to act like, and I think that's great. However, that is not American. Okay? And so my concern is that with this, influx of the Muslim religion, Islam in America, that feminism has got so off the rails, right? It's really off the rails. We're supposed to believe all women now, no matter what, right? Remember that one? Believe all women. Believe all women all the time. Well, that's crazy, right? Because as a woman, I can tell you I've known some pretty crazy women that I wouldn't believe even 1/10 of the time, So it's not about gender here. It's about character. It's about character, right? I mean, come on. We need to get back to a merit-based society. Somebody who deserves your respect because of their character, because of their traits, right? And so this whole leaning on feminism all the time, weaponizing things, especially, weaponizing, poor victimhood, right? Victimhood, like, I just was doing nothing and then this happened and what I'm talking about. So feminism being weaponized, now it's like off the rails a lot of the time where everyone's like, sure. Like, that's the problem with it, is that real victims now are caught up in this phony, boohoo victimhood feminism, right? Like, you want all the good things about being a woman, but also you want these extras, You want these extras. Again, not about equal, but about more, right? About more. You want all these things, all the luxuries of being a woman, but you don't want to have to deal with, any of the giving side, right? You have to give a little to have a relationship sometimes, right? That's to make things equal, right? let's just look at the WNBA. Nobody likes it. It's not that entertaining, like it's pretty slow. And that's just the facts, right? But no, we want to get paid just as much as the men. Well, you don't make as much. I'm sorry. This is the real world we're living in. So when you demand more and it comes off the rails like that, people get tired of it. And my concern is that this is the perfect doorway, the opening to kind of take away what we've established here in America with true freedom and equality. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Listen, take advantage before they're gone of the buy one, get one free deals over at naturallyinspiredstore.com. Over 25 products available. Even, check out some of our cleaning products. We've talked about that recently, quite a bit about the endocrine disruptors when it comes to the things you're using in your environment. They're great products. I love all the cleaning products in our product line, and they're natural, right? They're not toxic. They're fully vetted for toxins and chemicals, and they work fantastic, which is a hard thing to find. Trust me, I used to stand in aisles and I bought, Jason will attest to this, I've bought every natural cleaner I think under the sun, and then I would use it halfway. Because it doesn't work, and it's so dissatisfying when the cleaner doesn't work. So finally, I have found a line of products that I love and use, and they work fantastic, which is a hard combo to find, like I said. So over 25 products. So check some of them out. There's dish soap on there. There's all kinds of different things. So stock up right now with our buy one, get one free, naturallyinspiredstore.com. Okay, so just to wrap up this American culture of freedom for everybody, right? When you say freedom for everybody, that means freedom for everybody. I don't know why we have to continue all these extras. Freedom for everybody means freedom for everybody, right? Equal rights for everybody. It's a blanket statement. It should serve everybody, but somehow it doesn't. And we continue to have to, cast these social warrior efforts to get more rights for this group or that group, right? And my concern is this, okay? So in Dearborn, Michigan, we've been hearing the call to prayer, right? In American City, and you're hearing the Muslim call to prayer 5 times a day or what have you. Well, this has now popped up in Brooklyn. In Brooklyn, New York, they're listening to the call to prayer, the Muslim call to prayer. And God bless her, this woman went in to a mosque because she doesn't like it. She feels like it is someone pressuring their religion on her. And so she goes into this mosque full of men. And they surround her. And she's trying to articulate with them, she's not being aggressive or anything. She's trying to figure out where this is coming from and explain to them that it's not appropriate. It's not appropriate, right? But she's getting surrounded by them. And I didn't like that. I don't like that. And so I'm concerned that because we've gone so off the rails with things like feminism, that the pendulum is going to swing all the way back. And when women truly do need help, it's not going to be there. It's not going to be there. And you can thank your overzealous feminists for that. So, that's worrisome to me. So you wonder why I talk a lot about, the Muslim infiltration and Islam and stuff. Read it. Read it. Please study it, read it, because that culture is not conducive with the Western world. And I, for one, won't be one that feels regret because I didn't say anything when things were starting to change. So the American way and what's built right into our culture, and yes, indeed, we do have a fantastic culture, is equal rights for all. We don't dictate how people dress, whether you're a man or a woman. We just ask you cover your nasty bits. Cover up your nasty bits, and we're all good. We don't care what you wear. That is part of your American culture. And again, I say it all the time, claim your culture. Claim your culture proudly, because if you don't, somebody else is waiting in the wings right now to do it for you. Okay? Celebrate good times. Celebrate good times. I won't sing for you because that is atrocious, but I could not be happier about this. This is Marty McCary announcing the beautiful new Food Pyramid. Here it is.
Today marks the beginning of the end of an era of medical dogma on nutrition. For decades, we've been fed a corrupt food pyramid that has had a myopic focus on demonizing natural, healthy, saturated fats, telling you not to eat eggs and steak, and ignoring a giant blind spot: refined carbohydrates, added sugars, ultra-processed food. This study in JAMA now shows that 60% to 70% of kids are getting their calories from ultra-processed foods. That's an epidemic. We now have a generation of kids addicted to refined carbohydrates, low in protein. They are literally nitrogen negative because we've used old flawed studies that used urine nitrogen to estimate body protein metabolism, and they missed the mark. The old guidelines had such a low protein recommendation that we are increasing that by 50 to 100%. Kids need protein. The old protein guidelines were to prevent starvation and withering away. These new protein guidelines are designed for American kids to thrive, and they're based on science, not on dogma. We have 40% of our kids now with a chronic disease. It is not their fault. This is something that is the result of bad advice from the government and a medical establishment that for decades peddled research from a flawed 1960s model. Today, we are setting the record straight. This is not a willpower problem of our nation's kids. This is something adults have done to kids, and we're going to fix it. And so, as Dr. Oz said, the best way to lower drug prices is for people to stop taking drugs they don't need. We are going to finally address the root causes of our broken healthcare system: insulin resistance and general body inflammation, advanced by the protein-poor, micronutrient-poor, ultra-processed, refined carbohydrate diet that kids are addicted to today.
What? Is Marty McCary watching Naturally Inspired? What's going on here? I feel like he's saying I'm always harping on insulin resistance with you. I'm always talking about micronutrients and the depletion of our soils. This is like everything I ever wanted here. I love it. 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 this is huge. And, you know, this obviously won't change things overnight. Okay. People who looked at the food pyramid really anyway, right? You didn't really study it and go, okay, I'm going to get but what people don't realize is the food pyramid was institutionalized. It's in hospitals. It's in schools. It's in, you know, it's widespread throughout the country. This is why it's hard to go into a corner store and get something healthy, right? Because it has become our culture. Fast food, ultra processed food has become our culture. This is acceptable because of the institutionalization of the food pyramid. They made it so. They made it the gold standard, and that's what institutions guide by. So it's going to take time for things to turn around, and probably a significant amount of time, but like the ship is turning, you know? And so for that, I'm so grateful. We're doing the work here every day at Naturally Inspired anyway. You know what I mean? We have been now for years. We're doing this work. We've been doing this work. So now it's just validation. You know, it's just some of the people that may have listened to Naturally Inspired before and said, oh, they don't know what they're talking about, blah, 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 you know. Now they're like, oh, well, maybe she did know what she was talking about, you know. Maybe she did. Yeah, maybe she did. Okay. So anyway, I couldn't help but celebrate this. And I wanted to share this funny video with you. Even South Park is getting on board with the new food pyramid. And Secretary Bobby Kennedy posted this, which I thought was hilarious. Watch this.
Pyramid doesn't work. We've already tried it.
It's upside down.
What?
Sir, the pyramid is upside down.
Turn the pyramid upside down. You can't be serious. That would put butter and fat at the top of the damn food pyramid! Get the president on the phone. Tell him to have some steak with it.
I love it. Listen, I'm just so happy for Secretary Kennedy. You know, I can't think of anybody. Well, Trump probably has taken more arrows. That's probably about the only person I can think of that has taken more arrows. But understand this man's journey, you know, from being called a wacko, a crazy, you know, a conspiracy theorist, his own family, you know, calling him names. I mean, oh, you're this, you're a terrible person. You're, you know, the amount of, you know, just vile, mean, targeted attacks against Bobby Kennedy. All because he's just trying to clean up the environment and save some kids. And this has been going on for a couple decades. And so I hope he's getting a little bit of joy out of these wins, even though they're not perfect and he hasn't been able to do exactly what he wanted to do. Man, what a trooper for hanging in there and whittling away, trying to work his way through this swamp of corruption and corporate capture and legal lawfare. I mean, it's terrible. And then to have people turn on you that were once your supporters, like, I don't know. I just hope he's enjoying the moment. I just hope he's enjoying the moment, because I am really enjoying the moment. And I'm feeling a lot of gratitude that somebody had the balls, honestly, had the balls to step up and carry this issue of vaccines, food, toxicity for our kids. So, congratulations. Small little win. Yay. This is Naturally Inspired. We'll be right back.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Products, skincare, cleaning products. We have buy one, get one free. Or book an assessment with me. We'll sit down, we'll have a chat and talk about your plans for 2026 and your optimum health journey. Schedule a free assessment at naturallyinspiredstore.com or pick a protocol or take advantage of January's deals. You can do all of that at naturallyinspiredstore.com. Any questions at all, just text me 720-303-8868. Listen, have we solved the food problem because we changed the food pyramid? No. Do we have a lot of work to do? Yes. Okay, we're in peril with our soils. We have chemicalization of a lot of our food supply. I know we're not out of the woods here, but like I said, can we take a minute? Can we take a minute to acknowledge that we are pivoting and we are getting a little bit of traction here. So yeah, the work is not near done. We really got to get into agriculture, get into small farms. We've got to support direct to consumer. Beef is good for you. Beef is fantastic for you. Order your beef from Pumpkin Creek Ranch because they're a small, local, very transparent operation. That's what we have to do. We have a responsibility as the consumers to shape culture around food. So the food pyramid's changed, but guess what? If you keep eating the crap, they'll keep making the crap because these corporations aren't going to stop making crap just because the food pyramid changed. No. They're going to make what you are buying. So I've always said that. It is not about more regulation or government, more laws or government control. No, you possess the power to shape the culture in your country. The question is, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? Are you going to buy from the local rancher? Are you going to buy clean food? Are you going to, avoid things that are chemicalized? Because that is what shapes the marketplace, and that is what will be available to us all if we're buying it. Okay, let's move on because I want to get to what Dr. Oz is saying. Okay, more fraud alert, more fraud. CMS Administrator Dr. Oz has announced that HHS will begin auditing Minnesota's Medicaid program. We have an unfortunate announcement for the Walz administration, said Oz. They have to admit they were warned. Last month, we instructed the Walz administration to produce a corrective action plan by the end of the year, which we received late on New Year's Eve and found deeply insufficient. We don't want to hear, for example, that your state law doesn't allow you to protect federal taxpayers from Somali fraud. We want a sense of urgency to fix this. Okay. A lot of home health care operations setting up that are fraudulent. A lot of non-medical or non-emergency medical transport operations. Yeah. So enough is enough, Dr. Oz said. Governor Walz will be getting audited, and they will audit Medicaid receipts and defer paying on claims of fraud, waste, and abuse until they can verify what is legitimate. And they are going to defer payments to the 14 programs that state itself identified as ripe for fraud. Minnesota, which always seems to show up on the list of states with the worst fraud, waste, and abuse. This is from Dr. Oz, of course, but let me tell you, if you think this is going to stay just in Minnesota, you're kidding yourself, because they're going to start moving in. Like Kristi Noem said something the other day too. She's like, we didn't just get here. We've been here. So, they amped up the operation for sure. They put more boots on the ground. But listen, they're out there in states, and they're tracking down fraud, and they're rounding up illegals. And this is a nationwide operation. So we have a chance as taxpayers to actually get some justice for some of this. I think the ultimate justice, and I don't know, maybe you'll disagree with me, but I think the ultimate justice is probably abolishing income tax. I think that's the best way to do it. I think so. I just think that would be the only way to make it up to us. I've heard Trump's been had some murmurings around that, so maybe it'll happen. Wouldn't that be something? The other thing I want to make you aware of today is, have you noticed that now when you go into grocery stores, it's a little different? They often have like these gates that you have to walk through now, in the entrance and the exit. And it seems to be like, some kind of electric like a metal detector almost, right? Yeah, it's all about, monitoring and surveillance, and of course, checking out, automated checkout and all that stuff. I think we're probably months away from mostly self-operating grocery stores. But that said, there is a chain in Brooklyn and in Manhattan, a grocery store, that's taking your biometrics. Check this out.
Details tonight on what Wegmans does with its biometric data of shoppers. Signs at the Brooklyn and Manhattan stores say facial recognition, eye scans, and voice prints are used and kept to increase security. But when Wegmans originally launched a pilot program, management said any data of shoppers would be deleted. Some customers complain the policy makes them feel uneasy. Legislation in the city council to block biometric storage has stalled for years.
I just don't think we have near the transparency around what's being done with our data. I don't think we have any kind of protection when it comes to our data. I think our data gets sold and resold. And actually, this is a stream of income for a lot of these businesses, collecting our data. Collecting our data at coffee shops, collecting our data at grocery stores, collecting our data from our vehicles, collecting our data from our phone. Like, data is money for these companies. It's another whole income stream, and there's just no transparency around it. You wonder why you're getting calls here, or you get something, this pops up in your email and you're like, what is going on here? Like, where did this come from, right? Who knows who's selling your data and to who, right? It is just, it's so out of control, and nobody seems too concerned about protecting our data. Everybody seems concerned about, deregulating technology. Oh, it's like less and less regulation around it. And there's no, it's all about technology advancement. How, what can we improve here? What's better? What, bigger, better, faster, that whole thing with technology. But nobody is talking about any kind of transparency. Like, we don't want our data everywhere. How does that box the American citizen in when all your data is available to Lord knows who? It can be weaponized against us. I mean, we've kind of had it, haven't we? What is going to solve this? Is it a Bill of Rights for the digital revolution? Is it documentation of some sort that protects the consumer, the average citizen from, their data getting into the hands of anybody who will pay for it? It's just fascinating to me, the types of data lists that are available for purchase, right? You can purchase data lists of people who have Alzheimer's. You can purchase data lists of all women. You can purchase data lists of all men. I mean, you name it. You name it. There's probably data lists for, one-armed, one-eyed, blonde-haired Republicans. You know what I mean? They narrow it down. And the more narrow the data points are, the more they can charge rather for the data lists. And it doesn't stop there. I mean, it's weaponized against us, right? For compliance. And that doesn't even scrape the surface on what if, this leads into insurance policy type stuff, right? The insurance companies can pay for data about you and then hold that against you when it comes to claims or policy or premiums or it's endless. It's endless how your data can be used against you. And again, just yesterday, I think it was, or was the day before, I covered the advancement of wearables in health, right? The FDA says, we're going to, take the regulations down on wearables as long as a wearable's not replacing, medical advice, then we're going to let everybody fly. Well, what about the data those wearables are collecting? Oh, nobody wants to talk about that. How come? That's where the money is. That's where these companies continue. It's not a one-time purchase with many of these wearables. It's you pay for the device, and then they are collecting data on you for as long as you're the owner of that device, and maybe even longer. Who knows? Because we don't have any transparency. We don't have any transparency when it comes to this. So they could be even collecting it longer. We have no idea. You could be collecting data on you from a Fitbit you owned, or, a Fitbit-like device, not calling any one company out here, but they could be collecting data on you, 15 years later, because you gave them access through some tiny, terms of agreement, right? We need transparency on our data. Who has access to it? What protections do we have? Can we talk about this, please? Let's talk about it now before the full AGI tsunami takes over. And then it's probably going to be too late, We'll never get any regulation at that point. We'll never get any protection, rather. Stay tuned for your health topic. Today I'm talking about mushrooms because you all seem real interested in mushrooms. So I'm going to tell you a few things about them. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know that nearly 70% of Americans struggle with their health every single day? That's why we are reaching out to health professionals and to anyone who simply has a heart for helping people. Right now, there's an opportunity to make a real difference in people's lives while building a flexible income stream for yourself. Whether you're already working in health, wellness, or just passionate about seeing people thrive, we want to connect with you and introduce you to our system. Together, we can provide real solutions that empower people to take control of their health and create lasting impact. If you've been looking for a way to combine purpose with income, this is it. Visit simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448 That's simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448. We look forward to working with you.
Go to naturallyinspiredstore.com. I think it's in like the left-hand upper corner there. It says January specials. Click on that. Okay. It's going to take you to a flip book, a digital flip book. Okay. You flip. And there's one page on there entitled Healthy Mushrooms. Okay. And these are the mushrooms I am talking about today. These Cordyceps mushrooms. We have them in our store. They are currently buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. So we're going to talk about them. And if you're interested in them, you want to get them now because they're buy one, get one free. And you go to naturallyinspiredstore.com, click on the January specials, and you just have to arrow over, flip the page, and you'll find them here. Okay, so what's great about mushrooms? Well, everybody's talking about them, right? They've been widely discussed, and rightfully so, okay? So what are cordyceps? Cordyceps are adaptogenic medicinal mushrooms. They're traditionally used in Chinese medicine. They support energy. They support stamina and longevity. And most modern supplements use Cordyceps militaris, a cultivated non-parasitic form that delivers consistent active compounds. How do they work? Cordyceps help the body produce and use ATP, the energy currency of your cells. Instead of stimulating the nervous system like caffeine, they support cellular energy production, leading to steadier, more sustainable vitality. And that is what I notice about these mushrooms. It's really a steady energy. So it's not like an energy drink. It's not a blast. It's just a nice, steady energy throughout the day. And that's what you find in traditional Chinese medicine. It's never anything that's jarring in traditional Chinese medicine. It's always kind of a calm complement, adaptogenic. So number 3, cordyceps, they improve oxygen utilization. So one of cordyceps' standard benefits is improving how the body uses oxygen. So this supports lung function, endurance, recovery, circulation. And that's why cordyceps are popular with athletes and people with fatigue or shortness of breath, can't catch your breath. These are a wonderful variety for that. Also, they support stress, adrenals, and resilience. So they are adaptogens, meaning they help the body adapt to stress. They support adrenal balance. They support stress resilience. They support mental stamina. They're helpful for people who feel wired but tired, which we talk a lot about, especially with insulin resistance and that cortisol spike. If you're feeling burned out or mentally foggy, these are a wonderful choice. They also support hormonal and metabolic support. So cordyceps have been studied for their role in supporting healthy blood sugar metabolism, supporting libido and reproductive health for both men and women. So promoting overall vitality as we age. They don't replace hormones, right? But they help the body function more efficiently. So number 6, immune support without the overstimulation. Okay, so cordyceps help modulate the immune system, not overstimulate it. This makes them useful for people under chronic stress. Stuck in fight or flight, this might be a good solution for you. Those who get sick when they're run down, individuals wanting immune support without immune overdrive, these are a perfect fit for you. Who may benefit most? Cordyceps are especially helpful with the low energy people, right? Can't get moving, can't seem to get up the energy to do the things, that you need to do. Then this may be a great solution for you. Chronic fatigue helps people with that. Athletes, people who are looking to expand their endurance, people who are just active, and want the steady energy. Also, again, people under chronic stress. So if you've been dealing with fight or flight for quite some time, this is a wonderful solution for you. Adults over 40 that notice stamina decline. So as we get older, and we've talked about this a lot, sarcopenia kicks in, right? We start to lose muscle mass. And when we lose muscle mass, not only is that an aesthetic thing, who cares really about the aesthetic thing mostly, but from a health standpoint, your metabolic health declines when you don't have as much muscle mass. So it's kind of a two-prong approach here. We should be more concerned about body composition rather than, an aesthetic that we're trying to achieve. And I know this is a hard one because we're all coming out of diet culture here. Decades of diet culture. And so diet culture said, be skinny, be skinny. But you have to ask yourself, do you really want to be like skinny? Or do you want to change your body composition? Because losing weight, you've probably seen it. You've ever seen anybody that, has a specific shape to them and they lose weight, they kind of still have that shape. They just look like a smaller version of themselves. Well, that's because weight loss alone doesn't change body composition, and weight loss alone doesn't improve metabolic health necessarily. Okay, so we have to take extra steps for that. And that means, building muscle. And it's this kind of catch-22 that we get stuck in is we don't necessarily have the energy to work out, but we don't have the energy to work out because we're not working out. We don't have enough energy to move, but we don't have the energy because we're not moving. So the healthy mushrooms are available 2 for 1, buy 1, get 1 free. This is a great price point for a product like this. Okay, this is a really inexpensive price point for mushrooms. So now's the time if you've been thinking of trying mushrooms, these are a great product for you to try. Go to naturallyinspiredstore.com, click on the January specials in the top corner. 2 bottles for only $21.99. Unheard of, right? Unheard of. So get them while they last, because I don't know how long they're going to be there. And I don't know if these particular ones will be discontinued. I'm not sure. Definitely while supplies last. We found that out. The collagen is out of stock. So take advantage. 2 bottles for only $21.99 at naturallyinspiredstore.com. So you can get some there. Cordyceps don't force energy. They restore your capacity to create energy. And when your cells work better, you, of course, feel better. So don't suffer in silence as we move into 2026. Don't suffer in silence anymore. You don't have to. There are resources available to you. The Naturally Inspired community, right? You become a member by purchasing product with Naturally Inspired, and you get so much more. So you can book an assessment with me. We take time together to go through some of your history, I liken it to being a bit of a detective, right? We go through, okay, when did this kind of start happening? And it's all communication. So we go through that and we come up with a plan moving forward to tackle some of the issues that you have. Our country is changing when it comes to health. The culture is changing. People are understanding that they have to take personal responsibility for their health because honestly, we don't have another choice. This predatory model of allopathic healthcare will take full advantage of you if given the opportunity. You go in, you say, I have fatigue, I don't feel good. We got pills for that. We got pills for that. And somebody else told me something their doctor said to them the other day. And it kind of made me laugh because it's like, well, all medications have side effects. All medications have side effects. So do you want to take care of this thing that's bothering you or not? It's like there's no other options. All medications have side effects. Well, at least they're admitting that now. At least they're admitting that, because that is the truth. All medications have side effects. That includes, your antacids, your birth control, all the daily medications that people take that think nothing of taking them. All medications have side effects. That's why pharmaceuticals have to be a last resort. They have to be a last resort, not the first strategy. So if you have a doctor that's just like, they all have medication, all medications have side effects. Do you want to fix this problem or not? It's not a fix. It's not a fix when you don't get to root cause. It's not a fix when you don't get to root cause. So, while you're changing your diet, while you're eating more protein, while you're implementing healthy fats, while you're taking carbohydrates out of your diet, right, to reduce insulin resistance, while you're building muscle mass by maybe taking on a 15-minute routine 3 times a week of resistance training, while you're hydrating your body, while you're building routines for better sleep, while you're, taking personal responsibility here for your lifestyle, while you're doing all that, have some tools available to you in your wellness cabinet, right? Have some things that make the new habits a little bit easier. Have some tools available for you. And these mushrooms are a great tool, especially when it comes to fatigue, when it comes to, feeling like you don't have much energy to get going. The other thing is, just to recap on our naturally inspired moment today, such a great time, the beginning of the year, to kind of do an audit and make sure, 50% of Americans are unhappy, unsatisfied with their lives currently. My message to you today is that it doesn't have to be that way. There are some real solutions for health. And if you get into the naturally inspired community, you'll see the light, and you'll see some solutions that are really readily available to you. You get access to my health text line just for being a customer. You get to join us on Tuesday nights with our weekly wellness workshop, and 15% off of all of our product lines. There's so many benefits to being a part of the naturally inspired community. This is a model moving forward for health. Really, people taking personal responsibility for their health and not succumbing to this predatory model of, crazy health insurance, a monopolistic model that plugs you in. They don't even listen to you. Just get in here, do this. It's a plug and play model coming from a top-down corporation. The only way out is taking personal responsibility for your health through your lifestyle choices. And you can do that in the naturally inspired community. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have a fantastic day. This has been Naturally Inspired Radio, and I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, Explore documentaries, uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.